Hey there! If you're still struggling to land your first freelance client, look no further, because in this video I'll be giving you 4 tips in order to land your first client. So let's just jump into it. First of all, I just want to acknowledge that I know the feeling and demotivating feeling of never really landing that one first client. And it can feel like, oh, who am I to try and think that I have a professional value to provide. But the reality is just that sometimes you don't have the skill or knowledge in order to get the client, so you lack the sales knowledge, but you have the professional knowledge. So that's what I'll be teaching you. First up, we got defining your niche. I know this is a very cliche kind of thing to say that, oh, I know everyone tells you you need to define your niche, you need to find the niche, blah blah blah. And I'm sorry, but it's true, you need a niche. And what I mean when I say that you need to find a niche is really just that you need to figure out a problem that a specific type of customer, so a specific type of business has, and how you fit into that problem. Or the other way around, you have a solution and you know that certain businesses have a problem, and then you just need to figure out how your solution can be applied to that problem. So in my case, for example, my chosen niche is small to medium startups with heavy marketing focus. Because for me, I come from a marketing background. I used to work full-time doing Facebook, LinkedIn and so on ads and landing pages for startups. So I have the knowledge of exactly what they're looking for. So the niche I have is that I work to provide marketing support to the marketing departments of these companies. Because let's be honest, most marketing departments are a bit overwhelmed and usually low on resources and high expectations or high goals to achieve. And so having the option to outsource part of that, in my case, website development or website optimization, conversion optimization on page, that's a perfect solution for these companies. And the way I provide that is through retainer and subscription services. So they always have me available on sort of a retainer and ad hoc solution. It's tricky. All right, so step number 2 is you need a solid portfolio. I know everyone says it, I need a portfolio in order to land clients. I'm sorry, again, it is true, you need a portfolio on some kind of social proof to prove to clients that it's not just you saying that you're professional and you saying that you know what you're doing, but you're actually able to back it up with cold, hard evidence. Because let's be honest, businesses don't have unlimited money and they definitely don't have unlimited time. And so knowing that they can rely on you and trust you will be a massive help in closing those sales deals, those sales calls. And when I say portfolio, I really just mean a way to provide social proof. And social proof can be a lot of things. In my case, yes, I have a website with past projects, so that's one thing, but I wouldn't say that's a main thing. For me, social proof is client testimonials, that's a big one. Then we have social media. So Twitter and LinkedIn are big, very important platforms for me, where I'm very active and most of my work comes through LinkedIn and Twitter, because I have a relatively large following on those platforms compared to at least a lot of other freelancers and studios. So when a client or potential client sees that, oh, okay, so this guy, he says that he knows what he's doing, he has a website, and he has a solid following on these platforms, the client or potential client will see that, okay, I think all of this adds up to a trustworthy person, you know? And then I just want to add one final note. If you go the route of showcasing projects and case studies, something you really want to do is go through what problems you solved with each of these projects. Because saying that or showing that, okay, I designed or developed this website, yes, okay, fine, but does it actually serve the purpose that the client was looking for? Because that is the most important part. All right, step 3, networking and building relationships. When I say building relationships, I don't mean that you need to find your next partner or girlfriend or boyfriend or whatever friend on social media. I mean a business relationship. I have done another video on this exact topic of how to build relationships and how to network online. And you can find that in my profile, so go check that out. But to summarize, networking, especially as a freelancer when starting out, it's everything. If you don't do it, you'll most likely never succeed. It sounds harsh, but in my honest opinion, I believe it to be true. Because starting out, you have no connections, or at least close to none. You know no one. No one knows you. So how will you get into the world of the niche that you have chosen if no one knows you? And how do you get to know people? You build relationships, you network, you start a conversation. So to summarize it, the way I did this in the very beginning is I, first of all, just interacted a lot on Twitter and sort of became part of the community, in my case, Webflow community, and they hopefully responded. So there was never any kind of like, hey, I provide services, do you want to buy it? And that was never the conversation, because that's not how you build a relationship. That's sales, that's cold DMing. And what I'm talking about is not cold DMing. What I'm talking about is building relationships, building connections, and that's very different. And then the second point of networking, what you really need to do is stay consistent, because it's gonna take time. You're gonna have to do this for a long period of time. For me, it took several months in order to just get that first sort of connection with anyone. So stay consistent, do it on a daily basis. And then the last, but definitely not the least important point, nail the sales pitch. When you're gonna get on a call with the client, you need to address their pain points, you need to answer the questions, you need to appear professional, you need to appear that you know what you're talking about. But not only that, you also need to be a good human being. And let me explain what I mean by that, because I assume everyone wants to be a good human being. When talking to other agency owners and freelancers, I often hear that they say, oh, like, yeah, I need to appear like I know exactly what I'm talking about, etc., etc. And that's true. But for me, what has worked the best and worked the most is to show that I am a fellow human being that wants the best for them as a human. Not even necessarily about their business, but just them as a human, and become sort of their friend in a way. And it may be fake, it may not be fake, but as long as you can convey that feeling to the client, they will feel that, oh, okay, this guy is like, he's in it with me. He's not just some outside partner that I bring in temporarily. So to make it more concrete, in order to do a good sales call, when they book the call, make sure that you have information about their website, their business, and why they're having issues, or what issues they're having. Because from that, you can kind of create some notes in preparation for this meeting to be ready to address their pain points and address their questions, because that's really what it comes down to. If the client or potential client asks you something and you have no idea, you kind of stumble and you fumble and you don't really know what to say in the moment, I get it, it's stressful to sell sometimes, especially if it means the difference between you paying rent and not paying rent. So the more specific you are, the better chance you have of landing the client. And appear as a human, be friendly. Yes, it's a business meeting. Yes, it's a sales call. But remember, human first. Humans want to connect with humans. That's always what I say, and it will always be true. And that's really what it comes down to. You need to be consistent, have a solid portfolio, and do a good job in the sales meeting, and then you will have your very first client. I promise you. So follow these steps and let me know how it goes. Peace out.